Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's strength class. Happy Monday, almost the very end of August. Here is our waiver for for the month of August. Again, we have Cupid Scramble going on. So if you are participating in this challenge at the very end of the recorded session, I will flash you a word, and then if you unscramble the word, you are eligible for a prize. I believe this is the last week. All right, so hopefully you are able to unscramble the word. Next, we have the cooking demo. Again, the cooking demo was last week, so hopefully you are able to join. Again, if you have any questions, send us a message, and hopefully you get some really good inspiration from all these different meals that Shannon and Jenny participate in. And then lastly, we have the 5K and 10K fun run coming soon. Again, all sites are variable, so if you have any questions, send a message to any health fitness professional that is on site or the fitness program manager on your site. All right, let's get to it. All right, so you'll need a pair of dumbbells, a light to moderate kettlebell, and that is it, unless you want to grab a mat too. All right, we're working. Let's go ahead and start with some nice and easy lateral arm swings. Get some movements here in our chest. We predominantly have no chest movements in it, but we are doing some vertical pressing, some curling, bending, lunging. So we'll start with just nice opening up here of our chest. Let's go and get to some nice arm circles forward. And get some movements and some warmth here in our shoulders as we are doing some vertical pressing. Let's go and go into some lateral flexion. So we're just going to bend here at the side, reach to that side. Again, you can kind of lift up that leg or that opposite leg if you want to, just get a little bit more range of motion. You get some warmth here on your sides and low back. Do about 5 repetitions on each side. Let's go in here, bend at the waist and get some movements here in our low back. So go ahead and just push your hips back. Reach down, try and grab your shins, maybe your shoelaces or the top of your toes, and go ahead and stand up. And then just repeat the movement. Again, you should kind of have a pretty good arch here in your back as we are predominantly getting some blood flow here to our low back as opposed to our hamstrings or our glutes. Kind of bob up and down if you want to. Get chin down, round your shoulders, push your hips back. And feel a nice stretch here in your low back. We'll do one more rep. Again, chin down, round your shoulders, push. Get a nice little deep stretch. Let's go ahead and go down to some nice lateral lunges. So make sure you have enough space on each side of your body, feet directly underneath your hips. Go ahead and take a nice lateral lunge to one side, and then go ahead and go to the next, the opposite side. Again, chest nice and tall. Do about 3 to 4 reps on each side. Get some movements here in our groin. All right, friends, go ahead and keep warming up if you have to. We have 6 different movements that we're going to do today. We have 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. So we're going to go ahead and work for 40 seconds, the rest for 20 seconds, a nice little transition going into the very next movement. Okay. First movement today, we have a kettlebell suitcase deadlift, which is a bending movement. We're going to target our glutes, our hamstrings, and basically getting a little bit of our low back, but nonetheless, this is a bending movement. Then we have another bend/squat movement. It is a lunge to a curl, and then an overhead hold with a march. I'll go ahead and show you these 3 movements, all right, as they are the very main ones. So kettlebell suitcase deadlift, we're going to go ahead and start with our feet right underneath our hips and the kettlebell to either side of us. We're going to go ahead and bend at the waist, grab the kettlebell by the handle, stand all the way up, and then we're going to go ahead and repeat that pattern for 20 seconds on each side. The kettlebell is going to try and rotate you towards that weight. Again, focus on keeping your body nice and straight and really utilize your glutes and a little bit of your abs. You'll notice your core will be pretty much contracted throughout that whole range of motion as it's anti-rotational. After we finish that movement, we're going to go and go to a lunge into a curl. So what that's going to look like is you're going to have your hands in the neutral position, go into a lunge, stand all the way up, and then we'll basically curl that movement and go to the next leg. Lastly, we have an overhead hold with the march. So depending on your shoulder mobility, you can hold it here in the front rack position or in the overhead position. And we're basically just going to march for a nice and easy 40 seconds. Okay. Basically doing an isometric exercise with a little bit of aerobic fitness in there. I'll coach you through these last 3 movements as they're pretty simple. So go ahead and grab yourself your equipment, grab yourself your sip of water, and then I'm going to go and start the timer. We are starting with the kettlebell suitcase deadlift. All right, everyone, here we go. Grab your water, grab your kettlebell, set yourself up. 3, 2, 1. All right, clock is on now. Again, make sure you have good movement quality here. Try your best to now rotate towards that kettlebell. Grab the kettlebell by the handle, stand all the way up. Again, your hips should go back, and then you're going to go ahead and bend down. Go ahead and switch hands. Quick 20 seconds. And you can even hold your hand here on around your belly button too to kind of promote a little bit more stability. Again, this is a bending movement. So as you go down towards the ground, take an air. As you come up, go ahead and exhale. And now we're resting. Nice and fast, 20 seconds. Again, deadlift predominantly training your glutes, hamstrings, and maybe even a little bit of your upper back, as it is pretty much triple extension with ankle, knee, and then hip. Now we're going to go and go to the lunge to curl. So go ahead and grab yourself your dumbbells. You can use body weights if you want to as well. Just with no weights, we'll go forward lunge. Knee will kiss the floor. Stand back up. A nice little curl. We'll go opposite leg. Same thing. Nice little curl. Try your best to get as much range of motion as you can. Again, if you have trouble getting up off the floor or you just don't have the strength, it's all good. Just lunge forward. Get a little bit of a pattern and try your best to get as deep as you can in that lunge. Or maybe do not grab a pair of dumbbells. Again, you could just basically focus on the lunge pattern. That way it's a little bit more comfortable for you. Go ahead and rest now. So 20 seconds rest. I'll double the movements with no dumbbells on the very next set. Next move, we have an overhead hold with the march. Again, you can hold the dumbbells in the front rack position. If the overhead is a little bit too unstable for you, go ahead and grab your dumbbells. We're going to go overhead position, elbows fully locked out. And we're basically just marching. Try not to go super fast on your march. Again, this is a stabilization exercise. We're really focused again on having good movement quality, contracting all of our muscles, keeping our elbows fully locked out, and trying our best to stabilize our core. Again, you should feel some variety, different parts of your body, your shoulders, your hands as you're gripping, your forearms, your abs, your glutes with every step. 3, 2, 1. Back to your shoulders, and then we're going to go ahead and rest. Nice job, everyone. Hopefully you're able to go through the 40 seconds unbroken. All right, we're going to go back up to the top and then perform again the kettlebell suitcase deadlift. And grab your kettlebell. Make sure that you start on either side of the kettlebell. Have your feet pretty much just directly underneath your hips. Go ahead, grab the kettlebell by the handle. Stand all the way up. Again, push your hips back or your glutes. And up. Again, this movement should be initiated from the hips first. So go ahead and switch hands. Again, movement initiated from hips. So hips go back first, and then you can go ahead and start your descent towards the ground. About 10 more seconds. Again, try your best to fight that anti-rotation. Try your body, not let your body go towards that kettlebell. 2, 1. Go ahead and rest, everyone. We won't need that kettlebell anymore. Good job going into the lunge to body weight curl. Again, I'm going to demo this movement with no weights, but if you feel comfortable and you are able to kiss the ground with your elbow, or sorry, with your knee, you can go and utilize those weights. So nice and easy body weights. Get lunge, knee will touch the floor. A nice little imaginary curl. Same thing on the other side. Nice little imaginary curl. Again, if you cannot do this with weights, you can go ahead, just put your hands on your thighs and go focus on pushing away as you get towards that lunge pattern, pushing away. That way we can build some strength. When you're on your own, focus on split squats. Split squats are really good. You can also grab a PVC pipe or something stable to promote some assistance, where you can really focus on building the lunge pattern. Go ahead and rest. Nice job. Nice little 20-second break. Going into the last movement of our triplet. Again, the overhead hold and the march. If you have the mobility and you feel really good, again, go ahead and go to full extension of the elbow, holding the dumbbells above your head. If not, we're just going to go to the front rack position and take those dumbbells, hold them right here in the front rack. And we're just focused again on bringing our knees up. Yeah, basically doing a little complex here. We're holding the dumbbells, targeting our biceps, our forearms, our grip strength and grip endurance. And then basically our lower body, we have a glute contraction going on while also targeting our midline. Staying nice and strong throughout our whole belly button. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Go ahead and rest. Good job, everyone. So that is the very end of our triplet. We're going to go move on to the next 3 movements, which is a Jefferson curl, a dumbbell side bench, or side bend, and then a lateral raise. First movement, just follow along as we go through these 40 seconds. Go and grab 1 dumbbell. Elbows should be fully locked out. Feet should be directly underneath your hips. Go ahead and bring your chin down, round your shoulders. Push your hips back. Keep that dumbbell close to your body. Again, all the movement is going here towards your low back and getting a nice stretch here with your low back. Not really focused on the weight. We're basically just focused on good movement quality here. And really protecting our low back from any dynamic exercise that we do. Again, this is what's called a Jefferson curl. Basically building some nice mobility here with a little bit of strength. Lighter dumbbell. Keep that dumbbell close to your body. Go ahead and rest. Again, you can research the Jefferson curl on your own. A very good addition to help bulletproof your low back. Next move, we have a dumbbell side bend. So again, just protecting our core again and a little bit of our low back. We will need just 1 dumbbell in this one. Go ahead and grab your dumbbell with the right hand. Have your left hand on your hip. We're going to go ahead and bend towards that side and then go towards the opposite side without bending our elbow. So 20 seconds on our right, 20 seconds on our left. Again, just focus on keeping your hips forward. Elbows should be fully locked out. 3, 2, 1. Switch hands. And all we're doing here is just bending and basically just helping here our midline and our low back. You can do this with a cable machine as well. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and rest. Nice job. 20 seconds off. Now we're going to go ahead and grab those dumbbells and perform some lateral raises to target our shoulders. So variety of patterns, variety of movements today. Again, try your best whenever you're on your own to do a lot of full body stuff and train different muscle groups. All right, go ahead and have your feet directly underneath you, just out underneath your hips. Go ahead and take those dumbbells. You should be able to see your dumbbells through your peripheral vision. I like to go a little bit of a hybrid between lateral and forward. That's a little bit easier on my shoulders. So, and you should be able to see your dumbbells through your peripheral vision. If you want to go fully laterally, you totally can. It's just a little bit more comfortable for me going diagonal. Got about 10 more seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. All right, go ahead and rest. Nice job, everyone. Our last 3 movements, again, going back up to the top, performing the Jefferson curl. Again, lateral raises, all these different angles that you train, very, very important. Whenever you're on your own, maybe adjust, the bench height, bench angle, so that way you can get different parts of your body. Jefferson curl, feet underneath you, elbows locked out. Go ahead and push your hips back. Again, you should basically feel this here in a little bit of your hamstrings, but mostly your low back. Again, if you want to make this more advanced, you can also stand on top of like a pretty high box or a bench. Or you could obviously grab a barbell. About 5 more seconds. That way you have a little bit more range of motion and you can get deeper into that stretch under load. All right, go ahead and rest. 2 last movements here. Again, go ahead and let your hands rest. We have the dumbbell side bend and then going into the dumbbell lateral raises. You want to grab a kettlebell for something a little bit heavier, feel free to do that as well. Same thing. You're going to start with your right or left hand. And then we're just focused again on keeping our hips forward. As a reminder, throughout any exercises that you're doing, do not hold your breath. Again, focus on inhaling and exhaling properly through these different phases of the lift or the exercise that you're performing. Go ahead and rest, or sorry, switch. Yeah, 10 more seconds, and then moving on to the lateral raises. 3, 2, 1. All right, nice job, everyone. We got one last exercise. We'll do a little bonus one as we finish this last exercise. Again, going into the lateral raises. If you want to make it a little bit more complex, you can do a front and lateral. Again, it's your time to exercise, so feel free to challenge yourself. All right, we're on the clock. 40 seconds. Again, exhaling as we raise the dumbbells. Try not to use your body to swing the dumbbells forward. Again, just really focus on just targeting your delts, squeezing your shoulders. And elbows can be fully locked out, or you can have just a nice slight bend of the elbow. 3, 2, 1. All right, go ahead and rest. I'm going to go and stop the timer, everyone. We're going to go and do a couple bonus movements, because we still have a little bit more time. So go ahead and let your hands rest. I'm going to have you do a dumbbell RDL with a pretty long stretch. So again, elbows should be fully locked out. We're going to go and push our hips back. Let's really focus on taking those dumbbells as deep as we can in the stretch with good movement quality. You can even slightly round your back if you want. It's okay. Just keep yourself nice and safe. Again, feet directly underneath your hips. Taking a breath in. Again, focus also too on retracting your shoulders. So basically squeezing your shoulder blades together, promoting, again, good movement quality. And all we're doing here is basically bending. Again, as you push your hips back, try and keep that weight towards the middle of your foot / towards your heels. Might even notice that your toes will slightly come up. Again, trying to engage and getting good stretch, keeping that dumbbell or these dumbbells close to your body as you perform the bending movements, as we are basically targeting our hamstrings and our glutes, not our low back. Couple more repetitions. Last one, everyone. All right, everyone, I'm going to go to flash you the word of the day. The word of the day is you, as in underwater. Word of the day is you, as in underwater. Lastly, word of the day is you, as in underwater. I will go ahead and stop the recording, everyone. If you are available on Wednesday, I'll see you Wednesday strength class.